Peace and blessings, y'all, in this corner boxing 24. Good evening, good evening. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing pretty good on this side as always. God is great, God is good, and I can't complain. All right, so Vasily Lomachenko fought last night at the Garden against Ortiz, and a lot of people probably surprised at the result of the fight because from what I saw, looking at the fight, the highlights, honestly, I didn't watch the whole fight, but I did watch the highlights, and it looked to me to be a very close fight. I'm going to rewatch it, but I'm also going by the reaction of Shakur Stevenson and Haney, and they said 117, 111 was definitely outrageous. From what I saw from the highlights, there was a lot of back and forth, but it seems like Ortiz was dictating the earlier part of the fight. I did see Lomachenko coming back in the middle rounds and throwing more punches, but I also saw Ortiz, striking him with that jab and throwing good combinations as well and moving forward. So Lomachenko, the question is, did he get a gift last night? Did he get a gift so that he can fight Haney, or did he really want to fight? Was the fight really a draw, or did he win unanimously? 117 and 11? Nah, I definitely don't see that just from what I saw out of the fight. And again, a lot of people have issue with it. Of course, Stevenson said that Haney, he don't smoke Lomachenko. And in his mind, he knows Lomachenko ain't got nothing for him. Now, I guess to his credit, Haney did say that, he looked a little bit off last night, but he said when he fights him, it'll be a different fight because he'll be more up for it, more motivated. And I can understand that. I do get that. Because when you're fighting somebody that's on a different level, you might want to take your game to another level. But at the end of the day, every fight, you're supposed to fight motivated. Because Ortiz was undefeated. Okay, so you're supposed to be up for that. And he's hungry, young, and he wants to beat you. So why not be motivated for that? You always want to put on your best. Okay? Now listen. He was out of the ring not totally a year. December would be a year. So 10 months, all right? So, of course, people want to come up with that excuse. It's been a year. Come on, man. Most fighters fight once a year. It ain't too many fighters that's fighting 2-3 times a year, okay? So a year is like your average, at least a year that you're going to fight. 10 to 12 months. That's like your average. So that's no excuse. Okay, he looked in good shape, body looked good, but again, Ortiz was hitting him with the jab, he was throwing combinations, he was disciplined in the beginning of the fight, looks like, and that's how he bruised up Loma's face. I think he got a little careless, a little sloppy towards the middle rounds to the late rounds, and he started letting Loma started dictating and doing what he wanted to do. So you got to stick to your game plan. Your game plan is never off the table. You don't retreat. You don't stop doing what's working. If something's working, keep doing it. Don't stop doing what's working. Your jab is your bread and butter. Okay, so if that's what was helping you, and that's what was dictating the fight, and that's what was keeping him on the outside and making him cautious to come in, then that's what you stick with. So hopefully, Ortiz will learn from this, all right? He's a good fighter, though. But at the end of the day, you got to keep working. You got to keep working on your craft, okay? Good, and get better. So Lomachenko looks like he's going to fight Haney. He says that he's willing to do anything to fight Haney. He'll fight him He'll fight him in California, where he's from. He said he'll fight him anywhere. He'll do whatever he wants. He'll concede to any concessions for the fight. Rematch clause, whatever he wants to do. Similar to what Devin Haney did with Kambosos. He conceded to everything. Of course, we know it was ridiculous to me and to a whole lot of other people that he had to go to Australia for 2 fights in a row, especially after he won the first fight. Kambosos, come on. First time he ever had anything. And he got so crazy and boastful with those belts. Even though he wasn't undisputed, he was unified. And he had to have that fight in his backyard. And Bob Arum and them conceded to it. Gave him that shot. And you would think they would have said, man, if Devin Haney wins, man, we got to do this in America. But no, they brought the man out there again on a flight that's almost 24 hours. Man, that's a damn shame that he had to go through that, right? And so if I ain't got nothing else to say, I got to give him props on the fact that he did that, because a lot of people wouldn't do that. But look what he achieved, right? So there's no excuse about A side, B side, C side, this side of the street, this side of the fence. That's a lot of nonsense. If a fight could be made, and it can, just make it, okay? It is what it is. Devin Haney, he sacrificed a lot to do what he had to do, and he did it. So now, Lomachenko said, yeah, Devin Haney is the A side. I'm glad you know that. I'm glad you put that on the table, you put that out there, because yes, he is. He earned that A side, okay? He didn't just talk about it, he was about it. So now, you gotta remember who you are, Lomachenko, okay? You lost to Salido early in your career, and then you lost to Teofimo Lopez, all right? And Teofimo Lopez, by the way, Teofimo Lopez said that, you know, the business side of boxing basically kicked in last night so he could fight Devin Haney. You know, maybe that's what it was. Boxing is a business, all right? But somebody like Ortiz has to be the sacrificial lamb for the business side of boxing. I don't think that that's fair, you know, but, you know, he got to keep working. And he didn't look like he was complaining either. That's another thing. You know, when you feel like you lost, man, complain. You know, say something to the judges, to the ref, like, yo, you know, put up a protest. Didn't seem like he said anything, like he was just good with it. But maybe he thought that, you know, it was a close fight, but he lost. I don't know. But I know if I lose a fight that I really don't think I lost, I'm going to say something. You know, in the interview or something, I'm going to have something to say. At the press conference, I'm going to have something to say. So I just know his reaction after the fight, he was just quiet. I saw it for myself, so I don't know what he said, but I didn't hear anything. All right? So that's where we at. You know, it looks like we're going to get that fight with Devin Haney and Lomachenko. And Lomachenko, you know, he fought in the amateurs at 132 pounds, right? So when he acting like he's this small guy, it's kind of baffling. So Devin Haney, you know, he made a comment, is this lightweight or heavyweight? Because of the size of Devin Haney, right? Like, come on, man. Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest boxers of all time, one of the greatest boxers, not the greatest, but one of the greatest boxers of all time, and definitely the best in the last 20 years, came up from 126 to 154, 5 divisions, okay? And he always fought somebody that was bigger, stronger, taller, longer. It didn't matter. He still fought him and beat him, 50-0. And even in the close fights with Castillo, he still was in the fight. You know what I mean? You didn't just whitewash him. Zab Judah, Shane Mosley, he still was in that fight, okay? And when you fought Floyd, you fought at your best. So that's probably the same thing's going to happen with Lomachenko. He's going to be at his best when he fights Devin Haney, but the excuses about size, need to cut it out. Because when he fought Rigondeaux, pardon me, Rigondeaux came up a couple of divisions to get that fight with you. Rigondeaux was a small dude. And then after the fight, he went back down, I believe, to 118 pounds. So it ain't about the size, Loma. Lomachenko is not about, you know that. Skills pay the bills, is what Floyd said. And that's what's real. All right? So you was in a position where you were bigger than somebody. So now if Devin Haney looks a little bigger than you, don't worry about it. If you that skill fighter that you say you are, the matrix, and you got all this good footwork and all these different angles and everything that everybody likes to say about you, then show and prove. That's it. All right? So excuses, excuses, excuses. It will get you nowhere. All right, so it looks like we're going to get this fight. Bob Arum said he's going to do anything that has to be done to make the fight. We shall see. If that's the case, we should have that fight early next year. Devin Haney versus Loma for Undisputed. Now, to me, I don't know how Loma just gets back in that mix after, well, let me say this. He was in line to fight Kambosos before Devin Haney, and he went to his country, the Ukraine, to participate in the war. But let's remember, Devin Haney has been calling out Lomachenko for a fight and never got the opportunity. And now that he got these belts, Lomachenko want to fight. See how boxing goes? Make me want to just say, man, he shouldn't even get no fight. But Devin Haney's not going to do that. He's a humble brother. And they say, you know what, we're going to take on all comers. So you're going to give him the fight. But yeah, Lomachenko wasn't asking for no smoke before this. But now he's going to probably get an opportunity to fight the undisputed champion, undisputed lightweight champion, 135, champion of the world. Ain't that something? Wow. That's all we got for this evening, y'all. Peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.